Oh, here, I was gonna check.
What's happening? Yeah, I know that. I just didn't hear what tab to click on. Got it. Oh, that's dope.
Oh, okay.
What part of the East Coast are you guys in?
I'm in North
New
Carolina.
York.
Ah, okay. I'm originally from South Florida, so East
We
Coast.
won't
East
hold
Coast.
that against you.
Look, man, I'm trying to be on y'all's side here. Don't.
Oh, I see.
Okay. Party skills? Wow. Look at that. Oh, that's pretty sweet. Oops. Well, but
Yeah, I
you
didn't
know,
think about that.
yeah, but I didn't think we'd be like out in the world all that much, but hmm. C for character worked for me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, look at that. We're now a party. Oh, now we're not a party.
Cool.
Oh, just as a heads up, it disabled skill actions again, so you'll want to go back into workbench and
Yes. All right, I'm back to configure settings. All right. Yep, I just put it at the top. Okay, now bottom. Command R. Yeah, I don't use those dirty Windows computers.
Yay! And make sure you're using Chrome. It does not like Safari.
It's working pretty well in my Safari right now. But
Really?
yeah,
I just swapped to Chrome.
I mean, I can change to Chrome. I have Chrome. I have the Chrome
I
Canary
mean,
build.
if it works, great.
Well, give me 30 seconds and I'll switch browsers. No, I'm updating Chrome right now. Give me a sec. See, I work in cybersecurity, and that's why I use a Mac.
My dude, that's what I did too.
I don't know. My my shit's pretty up to date. Hold on, I'm trying to get back in Chrome. It's not working.
Yeah, sorry.
It's going very slowly in Chrome. Oh, it is. Too late. I already closed that tab. Jane, do you have an M1 Mac or a Intel Mac?
Um, mine's an M2.
Oh, you're fancy.
Yeah,
Good thing I
well,
got that one.
I just
Okay.
sprang for a new one, so.
I'm trying to get my office to get me an M2 Pro Ultra.
Ooh, sweet. No, I went, like, the cheapest M2 I could get.
I'm playing on an M1 Air because when I bought it, I didn't see a reason to actually spring for the Pro because all you got was a fan on the CPU.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, I'm now on Pro, and I just turned on Skill Actions. I don't. All I have at the bottom are reactions and free actions. All right, give me a sec. This is so much slower in Chrome, but that doesn't surprise me because it's Chrome.
Hey, you know what? If you got Safari to work, then more power to you. I couldn't get it to work at all. It just wouldn't even load, but
Oof. Oh, hey, now I have all my skill actions. That's cool. Cool, cool,
yeah.
cool. I didn't realize I had high jump. I'm like 2'3". How high can I jump?
Yeah, it's an athletics. It's based on athletics, so
And
depends
I
on
am
how
an
good your
expert in
athletics
athletics.
is.
So does that mean that I can do I have to make you laugh to get that then? Gotcha. Good to know. Oh, I
Well,
love the sad trombone.
all over the place is not terrible.
I still love the sad trombone. Oh, I'm in for this.
Hmm.
I mean, some of us did.
Oh, lovely.
Nice guy.
What a beautiful person. He looks like my mother-in-law. Oh, like the emperor of the liquid people planet from Futurama.
Mm. Mhm.
2 more levels and I can take Daywalker. Yay.
Ah, gotcha. Also, it's Savat. It's okay. Ah, you're fine. You're fine. I just throwing it out there. As long as you don't put the emphasis on the wrong syllable, we're good.
Since we have a little layover time, can I do some research into that knife that I got that I rolled so poorly on when we were actually in the middle of the battle?
If I have a couple bonuses to found knowledge, if that will help at all with that.
Well, that's kind of my question is that I completely beefed it. So do I really think that I got it right?
You'll find out when you use it. I won't keep it secret. I'll show it to them. Yeah, because I think it's a flaying knife, right? So I think I would think that Rodolph maybe would know, like, how do you use this thing? Because I'm not a hand-to-hand fighter kind of person. Eh. Rodolph's probably seen a flaying or two. He can take a crack at this.
Oof, I just rolled a one.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. It was made out of bone.
I didn't understand how to roll.
Ooh.
Oh, sweet.
Hmm. That'll be nice.
Yeah.
I'm also headcanoning that Balgrim immediately recognized this for what it was, and that's why he left.
No.
We have bigger problems. Mm-hmm.
And we leveled up too, right? Ah, okay. Okay. I think so.
Just to clarify, because it has been a minute, we have already done the leveling process to 4, right? Okay. Yeah,
I
I
know
do
my
remember
character is
us.
4.
Yeah, okay. I just had a sudden moment where I was like, was I supposed to go up to level 5? Gotcha.
I think manipulative charm works with being a PR gal. So, and do I get any more spells? Okay. Okay.
Hooray!
Yay, second level spell. Um, I think that I had picked, hold on, let me quick load up. Spells. Calm emotions.
I believe we
I
did.
had picked.
Wait, where am I?
Yeah. No, calm emotions. Oh, is that called calm now? Okay. Because in Path Builder they still have it as calm emotions, but yeah.
Forcibly calm creatures in the area. Okay, cool. Great. Although at some point I should get spells that don't take 2 actions, but I guess most spells do, so yeah. Nah. Ooh, and Dispel Weapon is a free action. I thought that was actually a spell. Oh, oh man, I'm gonna start stabbing things.
Gotcha. Let me take a look at that. Mhm. Yes.
Oops. Yeah, Skip. So, Rodolph is our squishy magic user, and I'm the
Ah,
slightly less squishy magic user.
I have been squashed several times. Yes.
Yes. And
gotcha. I
so
was
have
not
I,
expecting
which
to
is
come into
why
this
I'm
with
a
a DC
vampire.
of 21, so we'll see how this goes.
Yes. Oddly, I have an
I am
AC of
not used to having
21.
that high of an AC because usually I play a warlock.
Yeah.
Yeah, studded leather. Nah, I spent the money for studded, and I also have the stealth armor feat, so I could theoretically go up to male if the time comes. Oh, well, what about if I move up to male? Okay. Oh, so do I want to go back to regular leather then? Or okay, perfect. I don't have anything under items in my character on the right. Yeah, I clicked on items and it doesn't show anything there. I don't know if that was an import problem or what. forgive me for this dumbass question, but how do I get back to my character sheet? Thank you. I'll take it. Woo! Oh, cool. If I had realized I already had a dagger and a strength and a rapier, I would not have bought the short sword and the dagger I bought. But at this point, we might. I'm just going to go with it. That's what I figured. So that's what I'm saying. I'm just going to go with it.
Mhm. I'm gonna go with improved familiar.
Now it's a guinea pig instead of a hamster?
It's a dire hamster now.
A tire hamster.
Uh, yeah, that's what I saw before. Because I also have enhanced familiar on there as well. I think that's where it comes from. That might have been it. Yeah, that's what it does. Mhm. Yeah, yes, that is still the one I want. Um, yeah, I was looking at the skill feats to determine the next one, so I didn't have it right in front of me. Um, I am thinking. I'm thinking recognize spell. Uh, root magic is also pretty good. Let me reread recognize spell here. Hmm. Yes. Hmm. Hmm. I think that I will go with root magic instead.
Well, I think I'm actually an expert in occultism. Wait, no, I'm not.
Yeah, and I'm only trained right now, but yeah.
You got this, Rodolph.
Let's see. Oh, that's right. We were talking about that one before. Yeah, I think I'll go with Familiar Conduit. Yeah. Okay. Um, looking at it, requirements. You have line of effect to your familiar. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like I have basic actions on 1. On 5, I have sneak. On 7, I have treat wounds. Oh, that's cool. There's a lot of things on this. Got it. All right. Woo. I don't see strike in this list.
You also have to draw the
Oh, there
weapon.
goes strike plus 11. Cool, got it. I have the bonus for drawing quickly in a single action. So perfect. Noted.
Whatever.
The three-fingered hand is leaderless and will no longer present the issue it once did.
No, I was just asking because I wanted to run to the bathroom real quick. That's all. Cool. Give me 30 seconds.
Rodolph will seat himself.
Fancy. If it's not too much trouble, could I have a glass of blood, please? Mm, thank you. Yes, we ran into some issues, and it necessitated moving more quickly than perhaps I would have chosen, but we've accommodated. And there are, of course, benefits to my new state as well.
They all have the same body with different hair. He's gobbling Joe Dirt.
Mhm.
Uh, Tabitha's just going to raise an eyebrow at Rodolph.
Our bank. By what do you mean by that? Hmm. I believe the paperwork regarding the bank clearly delineates that the tax collectors have no authority over the bank any longer. The bank is the property of the Builders League. By the grace of the Bloodlord, of course.
Would I have I was just gonna say, would I have any authority to sort of commit the celebrants to supporting the Builders League in all of this? Yeah. So I could talk to someone there, but I can't actually. Okay. Then I'll keep my mouth shut. Yeah, well, tax collectors are full of shit anyway.
Oh, darn.
Mm, boo tax collectors. Well, it's amazing the things you find if you look hard enough.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Well, I just noticed that this entire time, all of my talking has not been picked up on stream because of all my audio issues last week. Damn it! Oh well. Yeah, the party went to dinner with the governor. Showed the tax collectors that they don't get the bank. It goes to the Builders League, and now the tax collectors are pissed and don't like the party anymore. That's pretty much summer. Governor will kind of continue on. Well, this is quite excellent. It's not often I get to have such entertainment, a show with a meal. Come. And he'll also motion for some aides to kind of come in. I have some gifts for you then. Here. The two of you are both magically inclined, yes? Yes. Here. And they're going to bring in a couple of staves or staves for you. Staves. Let me open up the party sheet. Stash. And he'll also throw in a couple of oils of unlife for you, because those will come in handy. And you know what? A silver scimitar. Sure. So on the party sheet, there's a couple of staves. The two of you can pick which one of you gets what. Staves, every day they gain a number of charges equal to your highest level spell slot. So currently, I think it would be two levels or 2 slots, whatever, 2 points.
Okay.
and it's essentially 1 point per spell level. And these are kind of like free spells that you guys get.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cool.
I'll let you guys look at them over who wants what. But you'll very quickly see like one of them is geared more towards divine, one is more Rodolph. And they have effects to themselves. Just having them.
I mean, I'm sort of feeling the guardian staff more, but
yeah, that sounds about right.
Sorry, I know I don't. This doesn't matter for me, but how do you get to that? So I just been learning how to navigate this.
If you press P, it should open it. If it doesn't, go to the actors tab next to chat.
Okay, I hit P. Okay, where is it on here?
You should have had a window that pops up that says party and has all the overview and everything. There's a tab inside the party sheet that says stash.
Gotcha. Thank you.
That is basically everything the party has access to that is not specifically on a character.
Perfect. I'm just trying to learn the interface. So
I'll have to figure out how to put those into your character sheets later. But yeah, those are basically free spells for you guys.
sweet.
I had to change the items that were on it because like the ones that it did have a couple of items on there before, but it was like occultism and primal, I think. I was like, well, that doesn't help them at all. So yeah.
Yeah, we're kind of a strange group, but that's okay.
Well, I mean, you guys have arcane and divine. So having primal and occultism is like, well, that doesn't do me any good. All right.
And
Jane, do you want to take the oils of unlife, or would you rather the rest of us had them in case you went down?
I think we had shared. I think the idea was that you would have them in case I went down.
Okay.
Okay.
I will take 2 then and leave 1 for you or Roger to grab if you want.
Throw
Okay.
one on Roger.
Do I already have one? I might already have one.
You have
Yeah,
one.
I already
yes.
have one. Plus, I also have the Wand of Harm.
True.
Mm-hmm. So that's in there. Okay. Yeah. So you guys give kind of a quick exposition dump over what you learned, kind of thing, right?
Mhm.
I imagine eventually Iron Tavia comes up.
I don't know that we would speak about it there with the governor. I don't know. That is, at least to Rodolph's thinking, that is definitely something we want to tell the Bloodlord. I don't know if we want the governor in on that.
Well, have we had any conversations with the Bloodlord between our fight and when we show up to this dinner?
I wouldn't say anything major. Like it's one of those like you probably sent word, hey, it's been dealt with. We're gonna recover real quick, and then we'll meet up. And
Yeah, 'cause
before
I'm
you had a
thinking
chance, it
maybe
would have been.
we would have
Hey.
told her and gotten her read on whether it was okay to mention in front of him. But yeah, I'm with Rodolph. I don't know that I would necessarily, because that's the hag, right? The
Yeah.
mom. Okay.
So kind of holding off until after. Okay.
Mhm.
That's fine.
Yeah, because I presume the governor is not trustworthy is a bad word to use with any of these people, but
True.
he
he is not within our immediate circle of trust. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, we work for the
Reasonable.
Bloodlord, not the governor.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And are they direct competitors?
I
Or
wouldn't
are
call
they
them.
sort of
I,
yeah,
I
go
wouldn't
ahead.
call them competitors. It's more. He's kind of the figurehead in charge. Like officially, uh, officially the governor's in charge of pretty much anything going on in Great Urge.
I was going to say officially this is his town,
Yeah.
but
If you were to think of it kind of like real life, the governor is like appointed in charge, but the Bloodlord is kind of like the local CEO of a high company. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's not in charge officially, but what she says goes.
yeah. Okay.
Like Elon Musk to any world leader. He's not
Okay.
in charge, but yeah. Might be a bad example, depending on your views on Elon Musk.
Yeah,
But,
I was
yeah.
thinking like governor of New York and mayor of New York City.
Yeah, that even that's a little loose because like the governor and the mayor are both appointed positions, and the Bloodlord's not an appointed position. It's just kind of like a noble, but not officially in charge. I think a corporate
Okay,
CEO versus like an elected governor is still probably.
I may be
close to-
misunderstanding what the Bloodlords are.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
part of the ruling body in Geb, right?
Yes, they're part of like the noble body. They do kind of run everything, even if they're not officially in charge. Like nothing happens without their say so.
Gotcha.
They're kind of like modern day robber barons.
Mm.
They own and control and oversee everything, but even if they're not
Yeah, they're
officially in
like
charge.
barons versus the sheriff of Nottingham or someone. You know?
Yeah.
Nah.
It gets a little convoluted sometimes. But,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So okay. Kind of. Well, as you guys go to leave, then I imagine Berlin would kind of pull you aside and you were holding back. What was it?
While the three-fingered hand has indeed lost its public face, there is a concern that the three-fingered hand's leader was beholden to another. Iron Tavia.
Iron Tavia? Is there anything more you know about her?
I know that Kepgeta, the leader, was a student of Iron Tavia and had promised a prisoner. Strike that. I remembered a half a second after I spoke. That Rodolph.
Prisoner? What prisoner? There was no
Yeah.
prisoner. They were all dead.
So Rodolph will say, "We've learned that Kepgeta was a student of Iron Tavia, and a cauldron in her possession. From what I understand, was used to communicate with someone on the outside. Iron Tavia is the most sensible connection. And if she is involved, the scope of this is larger than we previously thought."
Well, it's very interesting. I'll tell you what. I will have my connections look into it. and see what we can find. In the meantime, go make yourselves home. Move into your manor a little bit. I know things have been hectic these last few weeks. Give me some time and I'll see what we can find.
At your pleasure, Bloodlord.
And she'll kind of give a yep, okay. Oh, I need to figure out something for Tabitha because you are over encumbered. Not over encumbered, but encumbered.
Oh, I can probably get rid of stuff.
We'll worry about it later.
Okay. Well, yeah, like if I've got the knife, I can probably get rid of the Morning Star, which is, I'm guessing, pretty heavy.
Probably.
Yeah, I've got a lot more hardware than I thought I had on me.
Yeah, I'm carrying around a lot of shit.
Oh yeah, Rodolph's the one encumbered. Sorry.
That. Yeah, especially if he's carrying around his cauldron.
Uh-huh.
Although I think
Yeah,
that was on the party sheet.
yeah,
but-
the walking cauldron is on the party sheet.
Mhm.
I may keep that with me from here on out, but I'll think about that as I throw things in the party sheet.
Yeah, but how does something like that work? Are you expected to have it to like do you cast spells with it or brew potions in it, or because
The latter.
I know Kepgetta had like her,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you call
Her cursed cauldron. Yeah.
her screaming pals, whatever.
Yeah, and Rodolph had that taken back to the manor, but he also has the walking cauldron.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Oh, this is the walking cauldron is different. I forgot.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's like a walking taco.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the walking cauldron is used basically like you can kind of throw all the ingredients for it and use it as a bonus to I think it's a bonus. To
So that is
do
meant as something you take with you,
Yeah.
basically.
And it can carry stuff on its own too.
Gotcha.
I think it moves as fast as I do, actually.
I think so. Unless you overload it. It can't carry very much. It can only carry 2 bulk.
Oh, I have 15 speed because I'm encumbered. Okay.
Yep. You have a bag
So
of
like
holding.
hold you're carrying.
Yeah, that's what I was. I'm trying to organize my business more effectively.
Like, just start dropping stuff in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Rudolph's always the one who sort of, let me open this box. Let me check this out.
Yeah,
And it probably won't explode in my face, right?
exactly.
Probably not, but look, all this extra gold. Oops.
I think this would be a good spot for Savith to come in. Probably, like, you're a thief, right? Skip.
Wait a minute.
Hello.
Let's say that Savith is something of a thief, right? Or at least on paper he is. I don't know if he is in practice.
I have many thieving abilities. Yes.
Okay.
I can leap through windows and run across roofs,
Uh-huh,
and I'm small.
I'd say, especially with like your background and everything else, I'd say it probably like that probably finds you sneaking in or trying to sneak into their manor or make your way into their manor.
Nice.
That is a thing. That is a service I offer.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Savath is actually a penetration tester for hire.
Oh, that's right. Damn it, Savath. Sorry. So say something to the effect of like over the next day or two, while you guys are getting situated again in your house and kind of like getting ready, waiting for word. I guess I can move you over to the manor, huh? Burp.
I gotta say, this platform is so much better than Roll20.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Foundry is kind of like a mix between Roll20 and Fantasy Grounds. We played on Fantasy Grounds for several years.
I have not played on Fantasy Grounds, but I played on Roll20. This is so much better.
Fantasy Grounds is really nice for 5th edition. It has a lot of stuff built in. The interface feels like they just imported it from like 1992. So the interface is really rough. I'm just saying that. But yeah, this kind of takes the best of both. It makes it really nice and smooth. And being in a browser makes it quick and easy for the rest of you guys.
I'm liking it so much. This is great.
Oh yeah. On this map, you can actually move your token around, and you'll see like your line of sight moves.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. What's also nice is you'll notice there's that blue line. If you draw or if you drag your token way over, you'll see that line will change colors. That tells you how many actions it would take to get there.
That's fun.
It looks at your character sheet, says what's your movement, and it'll highlight that far. And then if you hit a wall, it'll stop you at the wall. So yeah.
Yeah, and it tells you error, token collide.
Uh-huh.
Which is good because I couldn't figure out how to get back out of it without losing myself.
If you do end up having a glitch or an error, you can always just reload your page and it'll fix 99% of the things.
Word.
Like most computer problems. Turn it off, turn it back on.
Oh, no, that works so much. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I realize it's a trope, but it works so much better when it's good.
Yes. So over the next couple days, occasionally like Argoon the Annihilator will kind of pipe, or you'll see him like over at a window and kind of stomping around. What was that? He'll eventually come up to the group. Masters, there's I'm concerned that there's been somebody kind of sneaking around. A little goblin-looking guy. Every time I get near, he takes off. And it wouldn't take you guys very long. Like, now that you guys know what you're looking for, it might be one of those, like, you kind of catch him, like, almost trying to, like, sneak in through a window or something.
Except for I do have feet that anybody who's of regular size can see.
Well, I'm trying to introduce you to the group. He is very sneaky. He's very sneaky. So it's one of those, like, unless you...
Sneaky, sir.
Yes. Unless you are, like, he actually has a feat called Very Sneaky. It's kind of funny. Very, very sneaky. Oh, and I guess you would also be about the same height as Rodolph, so he's not taller than you. Not noticeably taller.
Rodolph is the
Rodolph is... Sorry, I said gnome before. He's a halfling, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not gnome. Halfling.
Yeah, the night that we are informed by Argoon the Annihilator of this activity, Rodolph is going to get Smoke out and summon him as a supplementary measure to keep watch.
So this... I love the image that I have for Smoke.
Hey, Smoke, how you doing?
I love that, like, if it's just Smoke without the figure turned on, he looks like the skittering ribcage. As soon as Rodolph turns on the figurine, he looks more like a multi-legged basilisk.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, puppy, how are you?
Yeah, very much dog. Like, tail starts going, kind of goes up to Rodolph and it tries to scramble on his leg a little bit, and yeah, eventually Smoke would hit the ground, start looking for anybody sneaking in.
Is Smoke the familiar, or what is Smoke?
Smoke is... What is Smoke?
Technically the owner of the house. I mean, you know.
I mean,
No, no. So, like, I understand that that the witch has a familiar. Is Smoke the familiar?
no. Smoke is
Oh, okay.
Smoke is an Smoke is an animated rib cage that has also been bound to a Wonders figurine. So it's like a 2-step
Ah.
pet. Like without the figurine, it just looks like this animated rib cage. When Rodolph turns the figurine on, it gets a little bit more oomph to him. He gets
Gotcha.
like
Okay.
a smoky flesh to him.
And it was owned by the prior owner of
Mhm.
the house.
He's created by the previous owner.
Created
Yep.
by the prior owner? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
And then
Okay, cool.
Morgoth the Annihilator is a hand that skitters about. And the rest of his body is somewhere. There's a portrait somewhere, you know.
There's a portrait downstairs of
Can
him.
we call him Thing?
No, his name is Argun the Annihilator.
Argun the Annihilator, and
Yes.
don't you forget it.
He will not respond unless you include the Annihilator.
All right. Noted.
Yeah, he talks because he doesn't have a mouth, obviously. He waves his stump back and forth, and kind of the air going across the broken bones. So he has So he has a very kind of lispy, fat tongue voice to him. It's kind of a fun voice to do. Yeah. But
I'll look at Rudolph and say, you'd think the torrents of blood running off the corners of the house would be. Oh, well, I suppose given where we live, they're not much of a deterrent, but
you just had dinner in like Notre Dame made out of bones.
made out of bones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's see who's trying to get in.
So, say after a little bit of probably hunting and especially like searching for him, you would eventually probably find this little goblin. Now I just kind of went online and I found an image for like Goblin Thief. So if you find a better one that you like, by all means send it to me and I'll use that instead.
I'm okay with what you got right now for now.
Yeah.
With my old characters, the hardest part was finding a Tiefling warlock.
Oh yeah.
Yes, because like and with miniatures and everything, they still haven't made one. And so
Yeah.
luckily I have a 3D printer. But
I was gonna say if you check on Hero Forge, you can design the entire character and you can buy the STL for like $5-10 and print it yourself.
well, if we ever decide to play locally, I will happily do that.
But after a little bit, you'll eventually kind of corner this goblin. Imagine probably like rooting through like a back bedroom or something like that. And I'm kind of curious who it would be. Let me see. We'll say evens rolled off, odds Tabitha.
Okay.
He sounds
Tabitha.
a little bit like a Neptunian from Futurama.
Oh, it's been so long since I watched Futurama.
Hello, my name is Savannah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Tabitha, like especially now that everybody's looking for him, Tabitha will probably find him like in a back room, kind of like rooting through stuff, or I don't know, maybe even like downstairs. Like he's kind of stopped. Like you guys have this gigantic pool, like lap pool in the basement that is just filled with blood and viscera.
Oh,
Yeah, maybe you find
you
him stunned at that.
yeah. And I'll just look at him. I'll just look at Savath and say, "Oh, are you attempting to read your future?" Because that's what the trench of guts and viscera is for.
Nope, I'm bobbing for apples.
So sorry, I don't think you'll find any in there. Well, why don't
thought
you
you
come
were looking.
upstairs? And I'll lead him upstairs to Roger and Rodolph.
I say you'd probably find like I would say like Roger or one of them would probably like nearby, like Tabitha found him first, but it's also like, oh yeah, okay.
Look who I found.
For Skip, this is the fighter. This is a skeleton that has like bits of other people kind of hanging from his bones,
That's kind of metal as fuck.
and he uses this gigantic two-handed scythe. You're gonna give him a run for his money on damage, but that's if he can hit once with you, he cuts a lot of things in half. He has a high crit chance.
I have a silly ability where if like I have any metal on me, I can turn it into darts.
Mhm.
And I do 4d4 damage. One
And then we've got Rodolph, your witch. Like I say, mechanically, he's kind of like a really fancy wizard, but with a familiar instead of a spell book.
needs a hat.
And then your resident vampire. She is a bone oracle. Mechanically, anytime there are some spells that she has that she will actually start to like her bones will kind of do like a Wolverine, but without the healing, and they'll start to kind of protrude from her body. Kind of painful.
Yeah.
Sorry?
The more spells that I use of that type, the grosser I look.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, I'm just a vampire. I'm
So,
just a
like-
simple country vampire.
I'm just a simple space hyper chicken. Sorry, I thought you was calling.
Uh.
Do I need to like roll anything? Or,
No,
like,
this
I
is just kind of like what
here?
you're seeing. These are like the people that you're seeing as you kind of come up there.
Gotcha. Well, I'm here.
So yes, Tabitha's going to kind of lead Savath up to the rest of the group, and I imagine there's probably that little bit of, uh-oh, am I in trouble? And yeah, you guys have captured this goblin trying to sneak into your place or trying to rob your place.
With a 3?
No, the 3 was who got to go find you. They were gonna
Oh,
find you
okay.
because otherwise, how do I have you join the group?
I was about to be real upset that a 3 could capture me.
No. Otherwise, it's just like we have a group, and then like there's an invisible player NPC hiding somewhere. Like that doesn't work for a game.
Oh, it works so well because I'm just the spooky specter of doom, right?
Yeah, but I'll leave it up to you guys how you want to kind of invite him to the group.
So I presume this is where you tell us you got lost and stumbled into our basement by accident.
But Argoon would kind of like as he's coming up, kind of flop to one side and point. There, him. There he is. 3 days I've been looking for you. And kind of shakes a finger towards Savath.
Initiative and determination.
Or he couldn't find the front door.
I'm very much a backdoor kind of person.
So, Savath, did you say? What
Well, that was
brings
kind
you
of.
to us?
I heard you needed someone that was very, very sneaky.
Roger would kind of
By
chime in.
definition, I am very sneaky.
Roger would kind of chime in. He's like, well, the wolf guy left. You didn't see a wolf boy run away, did you? I'm trying to remember what Nate's voice was like. Good riddance. He was a problem anyway.
Barely house trained.
He could
Didn't-
chomp, though. That was very helpful. Can
He
you
w-
chomp
How about-
stuff?
I-
What?
I have a mouth attack. I think I picked the mouth attack, right?
I don't think so.
Oh no, I think I went iron gut instead of sharp teeth.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
so
don't
like,
have
I don't-
goblin teethy teeth.
No,
I mean, he
so
has
there-
teeth,
so
but
I have goblin teeth, but I didn't pick that teeth. Instead,
Yeah.
I went the iron gut to be able to subsist off of spoiled food.
yeah, he's more resistant to like poisons and sickened and everything.
Oh, very useful.
Actually, unlike the rest of you, when he's sick, he can still eat and drink. It doesn't bother him as much.
I also have an ability where if I have any kind of metal objects in me, I can turn it into the dark. And just like
Yeah.
shoot with them for 4d4 plus bleed damage.
Yeah, needle darts. It's nice.
That's the one.
Cantrip.
It is a cantrip. I can cast it every turn.
You can cast it once a turn, but yes.
Every
So
turn.
what are we going to do?
do?
So what are we going to do with this one?
Well, our options lately seem to be slaughter them in a really painful way or offer him a job.
I'm okay with slaughtering. Roger kind of holds his scythe.
The pool does need new additions.
Mm,
You can't prove anything. Kind of shakes his finger. I found these bits fair and square.
yeah, there was lots of detritus around our last battle, wasn't there?
See?
So, Savath, what skills do you have that would be useful to us other than being a sneaky sneak?
Hold on. Before we get-
Now it's turning into a job interview.
Mechanically, you stab things real good, and you can hide really well.
I stab things real good. I can hide really well. I'm also a performance artist.
Well, we could use someone who deals more direct damage.
Would be nice to have a distraction. Makes it a little easier for me to hit him.
Hmm.
For the record, charisma is not my dice. I'm playing a stabby rogue with the skills of James Bond.
And are you aligned with any of the what are they, factions? I guess they're factions.
I'm chaotic neutral. So.
None of the unions. Nope.
Well, that works for me.
You're responsible for him.
Ugh.
Oh, I'm also a smuggler, by the way. If that helps you guys, and a charlatan.
So we're all fair, except for Roger. Roger's very forthright, but the rest of us are, well,
Speak for
Less
yourself.
so.
less forthright. Yes, indeed.
I do have the incredible acrobat feat as well. So I can do acrobatics check instead of a speech check. It'll do performance. So just throwing it out there.
Oh yeah, I get a bunch of stuff.
And I think I'm actually or not trained, not the one after, but one after that in acrobatics as well.
You are expert in athletics.
That's the one.
Nice. Okay, I'll look at Rudolph and say, okay. I mean, to the extent that I can keep an eye on a sneaky sneak, you already have several pets. And then she'll look at Argon the Annihilator and then back at Smoke. So I guess I can deal with this one.
Argun the Annihilator isn't a pet. He's our man about Hell House.
And the Metadomo. That's a fun one to say too.
You know, I'm gonna get him a bow tie. Class up the place a bit.
How about a light up cowboy?
No, if he has a hat, then we won't be able to talk to him.
Yep.
The stump will be covered.
Wear it on top of the hand instead of the stump.
Oh, like a teeny tiny hat. Okay.
Yeah,
Ooh.
like the hat I had for my wiener dog.
So we'll give, unless anyone else wants it, we'll give Savath the +1 striking from the party.
Yeah, sure. If it's in the
Mm-hmm.
the party items, then it's up for grabs. And certainly Roger's never going to use it.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
And we'll throw a silver ingot because you got your needle darts. That'll give you can throw silver darts in addition to your regular ones.
Oh, then they're effective against vampires. They're not different.
Anything that would have vulnerability to silver.
Oh, and just so you know, Savath, we don't do much during the daytime because, and Tabitha will, True Blood style, fling, show her fangs. At least for
I
now.
usually sleep till about 3 p.m., so I'm in.
Excellent.
So, a few days will go by. Imagine everybody's kind of getting used to each other. You're getting Savath moved into one of the old rooms, or like the rotating room at this point. Jeez. Ooh, I can close that one. I can get rid of that folder. I want this one. Yeah. And Berline will kind of show up at the estate in a few days, just kind of towards the evening. You'll hear that knock at the door, and Argun could run over and let him in, or let her in. Oh, Berline. And she'll kind of motion, and her cooking staff will come in. Well, I found some information, but it's been so long since we've seen each other. Figured it would be an excellent time for dinner. She's brought a pair of servants with her. There's this old kind of lanky skeleton, and she'll kind of, Richard, the kitchen is that way. And there's this fresh kind of petite skeleton. She'll come in and almost should be carrying this like sack of ingredients, kind of trip her way in. Glarinsa, pick up your feet, young lady. You've been walking long enough. I know your body is new. Let's go. So they'll head into the kitchen. They'll start getting dinner ready. After a little bit, after a couple hours, she's kind of sitting around the table chatting with everybody and getting information about the group and taking notes. Like, oh, you have a new person. But you kind of look around. I don't see the furry one. Did he run off again?
Slipped his leash.
Well, hopefully he won't be found again. For his sake. This one, we don't see many goblins in town. It's very interesting. I should kind of go into like chit chat and catching up on local city gossip. Who's marrying who? Where's the best recipe for pig head pie? She'll give kind of compliments and about how the estate landscaping is going. And Argun will be very happy with that. I do I work a lot on it. Eventually, Reacher and Glarinsa will start bringing food out. They'll get all the ingredient or all the dishes set, and Reacher will kind of remain over by the foyer and kind of rest his hand on the hilt of this sword. Berlin's going to kind of rub at this ring on her finger, and it'll kind of give off this little green light. Oh, it's a poison detector. Of course, I don't suspect any of you, but it's a good habit. Bloodlords, we can never be too careful. Speaking of poison, I've done some nosing around concerning that Kepgetta and Iron Tavia you were talking about. She was a naughty young woman, no mistake. She's gonna kind of lean forward and almost whisper it to you. Sure enough, there's a coven called the Graveclaw. They seem to make the toxin that you all found.
Ooh.
Kepgetta seems to have been the daughter of an Annis hag, Iron Tavia. But we knew that. She kind of leaned back and apparently Graveclaw has quite the reputation. Quite. Take this little sip. Seems Iron Tavia lives in the Axenwood. A few days from here. Sorry. It said she fled there after some representatives drove her out of the Mwangius expanse decades ago. The rest of the coven, they're all scattered. I couldn't find any information about where their current whereabouts. They're not the usual coven. Not at all. Making an undetectable poison, testing it on farmers. I'm not sure what for. What I do know is anyone dares even attempt such a thing in Geb. Well, let's be honest, the punishment would be severe. I know it's a lot to ask since you've made such a lovely home here. But would you mind terribly visiting this Iron Tavia in the Axenwood? I don't imagine she'll be very happy to see you, since, well, you killed her daughter. But I really think we ought to find out more about this poison business, don't you?
Certainly. Is there any relation that your investigators were able to find between Iron Tavia and Grey Dirge? I mean, why here? Why us? It seems rather baffling to me. I mean, she is a hag, so.
Well, I didn't find anything specifically, but it is while Grey Dirge is a sizable city, it is rather small in the scheme of Geb. I wouldn't say backwater, but large town. And, well, with only one bloodlord, kind of motioning to herself, anything that happened here would hopefully go unnoticed. Unfortunately, she did not account for my eye for detail.
To be clear, you wish us to speak with Iron Tavia, not eliminate her.
Oh, my dear Roloff. Once you figured it out, well, I need you to clean it all up. Murder, I think, is the best fate for everyone involved. After all, Iron Tavia, and really anyone she's in league with, gets her coven, frankly. They sought to inflict death on a massive scale. That can't go unpunished. No, 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 no. I am responsible to enact some justice, and I am doing so through you.
As you
So
say.
they got all the skills to shoot the birds.
Well, now that business is concluded, let us enjoy the meal. And over dinner, she'll answer really any questions you guys might have about Graveclaw or Iron Tavia, or just general chit chat.
Is there any information that you can provide regarding Iron Tavia's, any particular weaknesses, ways in, anything like that? Because as you say, she certainly will be angry at us. So the more quickly we can handle her, think the better it is for all of us.
Well, what I do know of her, no one's sure just how old she is. She lived in the Mwangi Expanse for centuries, from what I can tell. She never truly recovered from the wounds the locals dealt to her. Eventually, she settled in the Axenwood, raised Kepkela by herself, which is also kind of unusual. Why would she do that? Anyway, she taught her daughter necromancy and ritual magic. Anis hags are generally fairly large, strong, Brutus creatures, but Tavia appeared to be almost a scholar, very unlike others of her kind. It makes her dangerous, as she's rather unusual.
Hmm.
Her coven is also a bit of a mystery. They're very secretive. I suppose it's only to be expected with hags, but they seem to have been operating in Geb for a few decades. I'm told their services are available for those willing to pay the price, but I'm just a simple bloodlord of modest means, so I've never asked. Iron Tavia is the only one that I seem to have any information about, and that's only because she's rather infamous.
Hmm. Do we even know how many there might be in this coven?
I could not find any specific information. At least 3. If they've survived so long, I wouldn't imagine it would be more than 4. Large covens tend to gain notice fairly quickly. But this group is not.
Hmm.
Anything else?
Nothing from Rodolph. Anybody keeping an eye on him will see that he is unusually silent and still throughout the course of this meal.
Mhm.
The hamster, whenever it makes appearances, is a little more erratic and anxious than is usual. It'll kind of like run along his shoulders, like around the back of his neck before disappearing again.
Mhm.
But Rodolph is doing his damnedest to keep a poker face up to hide the gibbering terror behind his eyes.
Oh, of course. And she'll kind of snap for a reacher, and he'll bring over he'll reach into this satchel that he's got, and he'll bring over a map and kind of lay it out for you. Sources indicate that Iron Tavia lives in the cottage in the westernmost part of the forest. No, while I don't have an exact location, I have narrowed it down to about 50 square miles.
That's narrow.
As big as this forest is like the entire Rocky Mountains. So narrowing it down that far is pretty
Alright, I'll take it.
sizable. Yeah. Like you've narrowed it down to, instead of all of Nebraska, Omaha. She lives somewhere around here. I don't know exactly where, but someone must.
Hmm. And now I know why you mentioned survival. Oh well, we city folks will have to figure it out.
The player's book does specifically say it's like you probably won't need survival. Or you won't
Well,
use
it's
survival
okay.
much.
Society or survival.
Society is much more urban. You want my advice? Get into that forest and start looking around. Ask questions. I'm sure there's pleasant and courteous folk in there that will help you. Or at least will be happy to talk to you.
I'm sure that's the case with the correct encouragement.
And of course, keep your wits about you. You do know the rules.
Of course, Bloodlord.
And she'll kind of like almost ticking the rules off of her fingers. Don't leave the path. Don't anger the fair folk. Keep your cold iron handy.
Oh, that's why I had that shoot. Sorry, that's why I had that mace, because I think it's a
Mhm.
cold iron mace.
Uh-huh. And
Yeah,
like if
'cause
there's
I
any
held
like
on to that.
look of puzzlement, she would kind of like key in and say, "Oh, I forgot to mention, the Axonwood's a fairy forest. Very
Oh,
dark,
if there wasn't
gloomy.
anything to make this better.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
A dark, gloomy, haunted. So of course it's going to be delightful. I almost wish I was going myself. I'm kind of envious.
Hooray.
But duty calls. I'll be off to Yield soon. Keep your wits about you. So she's leaving town, right, on business, while you guys are heading into the Axonwood. Yeah. It's gonna be roughly. You're looking 75 to 100 miles.
Yikes.
Yep.
Yeah, well, Tabitha's certainly never been in the woods, so this will be interesting. Um,
After the dinner is concluded,
Mhm.
Rodolph is going to leave to go looking for. He wants to accomplish 3 things. He wants to sell off the onyx gemstones.
Mhm.
And he would like to actually. And the Stonefist elixir as well, because there's not really anybody here that uses their fists.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
For the record, I do have a
That's pretty nice. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I missed that. You have what?
+6 to nature.
Okay. Oh, that's useful.
and with that capital, he wants to obtain anything that is especially effective against the Fae.
Mm.
Um,
Cold iron for sure.
yeah. His issue is he's not going to be getting in melee with anything.
Hopefully not.
Yeah. Not by choice.
True.
And he also wants to see if he can find anybody that can either serve as a guide in the Axon Wood or can provide them with a map.
I was just going to ask about a guide.
So let's see. Give me. Let's do a gather information. What can you find?
Okay. Let's see.
What am I rolling for that?
If you go to your basic actions macros, there is a button on there. Middle column. This is more like Roldolph was looking around for it. So.
No, I was just trying to help.
Oh, Roldolph. The most you're not gonna find a ton about the Axon Wood. Very clearly, people tend to avoid it because Fae.
Yeah.
You will find kind of like a road map, but it's mostly like trade roads that go through it. And it'll give you a rough idea. It's like, okay, the safe roads that will get you to the area you're looking for.
I was going to say, at least that'll give you the well-traveled areas.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
That will absolutely help.
Okay,
that's
I think that's everything that he is going to try and accomplish before we go.
You said you're selling the gemstones?
Yes, and the Stone Fist Elixir.
What's that worth? 13 gold?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, 6. There we go. Burp. Let's take that away. There you go.
Tremendous.
Yay.
Okay.
Yeah, imagine you'll probably get that ring identified. It's a ventriloquist's ring. That's nice.
Yeah.
That might come in handy.
Especially coming handy out in the woods, yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any kind of like, we know that cold iron is effective against the Fae. Is there any kind of like ammunition or other consumables that can either be thrown or like will help ward against them?
Oh, are there sling bullets that are cold iron?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, the cold iron bullets or sling bullets are basically just like little chunks of cold iron.
Could I pick up, I don't know, what's a standard amount, like 20 or something?
They generally come in blocks of 10. So yeah.
Okay, so 10 I guess is enough.
Cold iron. What else do we have for cold iron?
If anybody wants to give me like a cold iron ingot or whatever, I can also do that with my darts.
Oh, that would be useful. Oh, do we have? Oh, we have silver,
Uh-huh.
don't we?
Yep.
Does
I
that?
have a silver ingot to be able to do that with. Yes.
Okay.
You can buy a chunk of cold iron, 10 gold. It's just a plain old chunk.
Oh,
It's just a rock of cold
I
iron.
don't have coal. I don't have 10 gold, so I can't do that.
The
I do.
party-
I'll buy
yeah.
a chunk of.
The
coal
party
iron.
has like 400 gold.
Yeah, we're.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we keep raiding things and then not buying anything.
Yeah.
That sounds like every one of the parties I've run. We're
Let's see.
independently wealthy though. We never spend gold.
Yeah.
There is also. So there is like an oil called a cold iron blanch. You can pour it over a melee weapon, either a melee weapon, a thrown weapon, or 10 pieces of ammo, and it will give those whatever you pour it over, essentially, like the cold iron trait. I think. Let me see. Yeah, it provides low grade cold iron, so you can use it on magic weapons up to 8. Lasts for a minute.
All right, I'm gonna be that guy. What is cold iron?
Cold iron in real life, the closest thing would be like cast iron. It's supposed to be cold forged iron. But it is as a general rule of thumb, Fae tend to be especially weak against it.
Got it. All right.
A cold iron blanch, this little alchemical oil, contains a small amount of alchemist's fire, so it has to be used all at once.
No.
But you can pour it over a weapon, and for a minute, that weapon counts as cold iron.
Okay.
What else we got? Just cold iron. That's really about it. Nobody uses guns. Oh, Jesus, you're not getting that. Anyway, that's way too expensive. You got a cold iron ingot. Let's see here. Can we make a sling cold iron?
I don't see cold iron bullets.
Yeah, I think you make the weapon cold iron, or you would use that blanch.
Oh, okay.
But the blanch is 10 gold per use.
Well, could I use it once for all of the bullets?
Let me see, what did it say? Cold iron blanch, lesser. Lasts for a minute, and it covers.
For a minute.
Yeah, so it does kind of wear off.
Yeah, that's expensive for basically a one-use thing.
Mm-hmm. Now, for somebody in melee or anything like that, for those guys, it's great.
Well, yeah, I mean, I have something for melee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got your cold iron staff.
Yeah.
Let's see. Your sling is currently 0. What if we do this? Okay, this is silly. If you take your sling, you could go buy a cold iron sling for like 45 gold.
Okay.
And you don't have to worry about the ammo.
What does that give us?
The sling itself is cold iron, so it's like as you're throwing these rocks, it has a little bit of like a
becomes cold iron.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. Then
Mechanically,
I'll take
That's
one
a
of
good.
those.
That's a good trick. I'm gonna do that.
Cool.
So I'll take away 45 gold.
For the record, any kind of attack that we want to be able to do with any kind of metal, if you guys need something for it, I can do the artifact.
Okay.
I threw a cold iron
While
chunk.
it's only
We'll give that
4d4, it can also cause bleeding.
4d4 is a lot.
Yeah.
That adds up quick.
Yeah, but I mean, not compared to what I was used to doing with my old characters. But yeah, no, it does add up.
Yeah, it's also a different system. So
Yeah. In Pathfinder, having like a +1
is huge.
is really good.
Yeah.
Like it.
So, like I said earlier, the only time I played Pathfinder was 2013, and that group fell apart really quick. You were playing Pathfinder 1, which is basically 375. But we were playing whatever the pre-con adventure was with the cold area where you have to sneak into the building like lodge to fight things. And I managed to color spray the boss, have him fall down the stairs, and then slit his throat. That's the fight. It should have been like 12 turns.
Let's see. What else do we got?
Yeah, I mean, it is possible in Pathfinder to work to work alternate solutions. So just slaughtering everything is
Can
not
be
always
done.
the answer. You can
Yes.
certainly.
Yeah,
but
I understand that, but like most people, every group I've been in is turned into murder hobos. So,
we try not to be murder hobos. Although
Yeah.
we
well,
are.
I will attempt to not do that here.
Yeah, Rodolph is not built that way at all.
No.
Traditionally speaking, he has not done well in combat.
No, but
Not
he's like
so
the
much.
smartest one. He is the politically savviest one. He is the one I expect to become a bloodlord someday. Like,
Oh man, I did not put any points into politics or any of that.
yeah, in theory, my character is good at that, but I keep forgetting the lore of the game, so mostly I heal
Let's
people.
see.
I don't actually know the lore, so
Oh wait, so you're a goblin, right? Okay,
I am.
so I
yes.
have to remember because I've got a mix of spells and things for healing mostly undead, which would damage you. So
Well, I did put points into battle medicine, so I
good.
should be able to
Like
heal
yeah, like I can
anybody
do first aid
and
and that
myself.
stuff, but my spells are all negative healing. So sorry.
Let's see. 48 plus another.
Oh,
58.
so
okay. If we
Nick, were you
take
here when Travis said you could get a cold iron sling that just turns all of the things that you sling with it into cold iron, basically.
It's absurd.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So if you wanted something ranged just in case, the sling is undervalued, I think, as a ranged weapon, but not that I've used mine in any encounter we've had so far. But
Yeah, me neither.
but it's, in this case, it might be useful.
Yeah. What does cold iron give us precisely against the Fae? Is it like an extra +1, or does it just not have a or
It's
applied with it?
It's a material effect, so if the target has a weakness to cold iron, it would show up. That's it.
So if they're weak to it, you do greater damage, basically.
Yes. And if they're not weak to it, it doesn't do anything extra.
Gotcha.
But it
Yeah,
still does
and
damage, so yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. In that case, Rodolph would probably invest in acquiring one.
All right, we'll take this. Go another 45 gold. I don't understand how that would work, but it does. We'll just modify your sling. Precious
I
materials.
suspect it was just a practical thing on their part rather
I-
than since slings,
Yeah.
in theory, I think you can improvise
hmm
bullets like by picking up rocks or whatever.
Pretty
So
much, yeah. I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm not going to overthink it because it's still a fantasy game. So
yeah.
and if you think about it too hard, it hurts your head.
Yeah, cold iron just has an
And
energy about it, and it's infectious. Whatever it touches, like it spreads.
Yeah.
yeah.
As far as the fair are concerned, anyway.
Yep.
Can I don't know what research is because it's not really recalling knowledge. Like, since we know where we're going and who we're up against, I'd love to do some sort of research
Mhm.
about about hags generally
Hmm.
and about the Fae to see if there's anything else like legends about the woods maybe, or because it would be a lore thing except that I have no lore about this area, so I don't know if there's anything I can do.
Well,
Yeah,
hags
and
are different than fae. Hags are their own
Right,
creature type.
right, but so separately.
Yeah.
Like I feel like since we know where we're going, we should try to like arm ourselves with knowledge to the degree that we can.
yeah, I think Rudolph already did his check on what he knows about hags and found out. And
Yeah,
his
found
hags
out-
are bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Annis hags are kind of like the barbarians of hags. Like most hags are like deceptive and sneaky.
Are they raging?
Annis hags just come up and punch you in the face.
Oh, so this is not going to be a devious,
No.
manipulative kind of hag.
No.
No, this is going to be a killing machine.
Uh-huh.
Awesome. Well, her daughter was no joke, so
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is going to be a mad killing machine. She's already predisposed to murder us.
So
yeah.
this is the image for an Annis hag.
Oh, charming.
Uh-huh. But they have a +6 strength.
Oh, Jesus God.
Oh, good lord.
This is the image for
Um,
Iron Tavia.
That is quite the nose.
Boy, she beefy.
Traps
Uh-huh.
out of control.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
That girl thick with two shoes.
indeed. She looks like she could be a linebacker for some football team. So
Something
should I
else too.
take
So
from this picture
Mhm.
that she also uses spells in addition to physical things.
oh, she's still a hag. She still has spells.
Okay.
All
Awesome.
hags have spells. Annis hags just have a ridiculous strength. Normal Annis hags have a +6. I'm not telling you what she has.
Well, it's probably more than that then.
I will tell you that the DC to know anything about her is a 32.
Oh dear God. Okay, well.
But that's because
nothing.
she's a unique creature, so you take the normal DC and you add 10.
Yeah,
Okay.
I feel like I was lucky to know as much as I did about her.
Yeah,
Okay.
what you knew was about Annis hags in general.
Yeah,
Hmm.
considering that Rodolph does not leave the city, and I don't believe he ever would have had any reason to.
Mm-hmm.
Because he likes living in the place where the monsters have rules against eating him.
Yeah.
That's a reasonable thing to do. Yeah.
I think that's fairly reasonable.
Yes.
Yeah, here's an interesting question.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know anything about the relationship of the Fae to Hag?
There's nothing in particular that ties the two because Fae is such a broad category.
I was kind of hoping more, and I guess we can find out when we get there. Because if there's antagonism, then although you don't ever want to make a deal with a fae, so I guess that's
Mm-hmm.
hmm. Yeah, I was kind of hoping there was something we could manipulate there to our advantage, but that's kind of a fool's game, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, if one of them lets something slip, that's absolutely something to snatch onto. But I mean, otherwise, I think it's telling that when she was running for her life, she settled down there and has been there for years.
Yeah.
So
Decades.
either they're
Yeah.
cool, yeah, like either they're cool or she's scary enough that they don't want to fuck with her.
Yeah, or it's at
Or
a
she's got a real high
stalemate,
bluff.
basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. You could give me for what you know about the Axenwood. I'm thinking like a nature check.
Okay.
That's a knowledge check, right?
Oh, I can roll that.
Yeah, that would
I-
be helpful.
I have the plus to nature. Let me do it.
Sure.
Yeah, because I got nothing in nature, so
Do I just hit C and then go to nature, or
Yes. And then you click on the actual like the plus number. I think it's +6 for you.
yeah? But what tab do I go to for it?
Oh,
the one that
on your
looks like
character
a
sheet.
hand?
Yeah, it looks like the stop hand. I don't know why it's a stop hand, but it is.
Got it. Proficiencies. Got it. All right. So do I just click on nature then to roll it?
Yes.
Yeah, the number part of it.
Oh, you are set to
Fuck
roll
yeah.
privately. Unfortunately, we didn't see that because you are set to
I
roll
rolled-
privately.
I rolled a nat 20.
Right below the chat, you see where it says self roll? Click on that
I
and
rolled
set it to
20. Don't make me redo this.
I'm not going to, but set that to public roll.
I just changed it to public roll.
Okay. So you saw hard 20, so that's a 26. Yay, there we go. Much better.
Hey,
So, kind of.
if that doesn't work, I struggle to think about what would.
Well, that's one of those things where, like, because of the way the numbers work in Pathfinder, your DCs are also going to increase with you. But a 26.
Yeah, so DCs get high too.
Yes. A 26 will get you quite a bit of good information about the Axenwood. Obviously, it's no ordinary forest. Long time ago, magic swept through this place, and it altered the animals, the beasts, the plants that dwell here. It kind of animated, or well, it altered most of the things in the forest, but it also animated a lot of stuff. Berline only gave you an approximate place to start. This is very much because the forest itself is animated. It is. When Berline said to stay on the trail, she wasn't kidding. It wasn't like oh yeah, just stay on the road, you'll make it there. No, if you leave the road before you get to your area, you might not make it back to the road ever. You won't necessarily die. You just won't find the road. It's one of those places where like the forest itself will move around you so you can never find your way out.
Awesome.
Uh-huh.
Awesome.
It's not enough that we live in a nation of the dead. We also are. There is a portion of it that is the dreaming.
Yes. Yeah.
Meh.
Almost. Yeah. There are a number of things that live in the Axenwood. I mean, we're talking everything from like your classic fairies. Rodolph kind of had almost hit it on the head. It's almost like a little sliver of the dreaming here. You'll find a lot of red caps. What else do you find? Shapeshifters. You might find a couple of lycanthropes, but they're pretty rare.
I'm glad furries are not prevalent in this universe.
Oh, they're shifters. Yeah. The party had a barbarian shifter. It was basically a werewolf.
So basically, a furry. Got it.
Yeah. You'll also find wights, various types of undead in the forest because you guys are in Geb, the land of undead. There's like a thing called cairn wights in there. Not generally something you want to mess with. I mean, most of the things.
Have anybody that has spike, dude.
Smite? No, sadly. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in the forest you just, as a general rule, don't want to mess with.
Can I ask a dumb question?
Mhm.
So I noticed that there's B8 in the middle of us, there's B11 to the right, there's B13 to the top. What is that?
Oh, you shouldn't see those. Those are map notes from me.
Okay, well, I see them. And I was confused about what they were.
Yeah, you shouldn't be able to see those. I don't know why you can.
Whenever I hold down my push to talk button too, it tells me that they're all unknown, but I still see the numbers and letters.
Mm-hmm. Why can you see those? You shouldn't.
Because I'm very sneaky.
I'll figure it out eventually. There's probably something.
Yeah, it seems like at some point the map got switched out with the GM's version.
Oh, that's probably. I don't know. Well, even then, a lot of those stuff is usually hidden because even for me, it says unknown. Oh, I know why.
I just see numbers and letters and unknown as long as I'm holding down option. I see it. But other than that, I just see the numbers.
I know why. It's because. No, clear notes. There we go. Problem solved. It's because I deleted the folder that had all the notes, so the table said, "Fuck it, there's no notes." Okay.
Now when I hit my talk button, it doesn't do it. Cool.
Yeah. Because I got rid of them.
Also,
I just wanted to know if it was something I should know what they meant. So that's why I was asking.
Yeah. Also, the staff you gave us doesn't have the spells. I don't know how you get to the spells associated with it.
I'm going to have to load those into your sheet.
Okay. I couldn't remember if that's what you had said, but
yeah.
There you go.
But yeah, in general, there's a whole bunch of stuff in the Exenwood. Fae is such a broad category. It's tough to really narrow it down to any one thing. They are generally weak to cold iron, so having cold iron stuff will definitely help. And otherwise, I think that'll be a good spot for the day.
That'll work.
Oh, she will offer you guys a final gift.
This is a great time for me.
Berline will offer a final gift for you guys. Because you're acting on behalf of the Bloodlords now, it does give her a little bit of responsibility for your actions. So, while magical healing is illegal and you guys do have a little bit of a leeway on it, basically, no witnesses, no crime. If any of you would like, I think it's mostly Savath and Rodolph, she can do a ritual before she leaves town to give you guys negative healing.
I don't know what that means, but I also don't have any.
What negative? So, positive healing and negative healing. Basically, if Savath gets hit with positive healing, he'll heal. If he gets hit with negative magic, it hurts him. Roger and Tabitha are both undead. If they get hit with negative healing, they heal. Like it's reversed. The nation of Geb, where this whole adventure is taking place, is pretty much a nation of undead. Like there are living people, they're used as like day labor. zombies,
So what you're telling
skeletons.
Me, what you're telling me is that I absolutely picked the wrong.
Oh,
race
no.
for this.
No, not at all. You can absolutely play Goblin. But she will give you the option that it will basically flip your healing. So, like, you'll actually get healed from negative.
Oh,
Which
okay.
Yeah.
basically means that I can heal you and you
Much
can use the
easier.
potions we have.
Yes.
And this won't alter our fundamental nature of
Being a quick or undead?
breathing.
Correct. It won't kill
Gotcha.
you.
Okay, cool.
It will.
I'm here for it.
It will flip your healing results, though. So, like, if somebody does hit you with heal, it'll hurt.
So if I put myself into like battle medicine and that kind of thing, I probably should not accept that.
It will not affect treat wounds or battle medicine.
Oh, okay, cool. Then yeah, I don't see why I don't have to do it. However, for the factors of next week, I will not be available next Saturday. Just throwing that out there.
Perfect, because we're not playing next Saturday. We play in 2 weeks.
Excellent. Then you can come to my Halloween party.
Yay. Okay. Rodolph and Savath. Yeah, Savath. Would either of you refuse negative healing? Or would you both take it?
As long as it doesn't affect my own healing abilities, of like battle medicine or anything like that, then no, I'm not going to refuse
Nope.
that.
It would not.
I think this would suit Rodolph just fine.
All right. Let me find out how I can give it to you guys.
Woo.
I don't know how to give you guys negative healing.
Yeah, it seems like a great question.
I will have to figure it out. If I do this,
I have faith in you, Travis.
that makes one of us.
Well, somebody has to have it.
That? Maybe? I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Also, I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty happy that my one role I did this game was made. Was a massive money.
It's on such a start.
Yeah, definitely a good way to
Next
start.
7 sessions that we go through, I'll roll nothing but nat ones.
All right. Like I said, we're going to pack it up for today, and we'll be back in hopefully 2 weeks. We'll see how everything goes.
2 weeks.